Savage Gun. Real talk, no filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
Yeah.
You guys had some issues with last week's broadcast, yeah.
Speaking of the Constitution, just for our U.S. listeners, you are a constitutional republic too. We have a Bill of Rights. Yours isn't identical. You don't call that thing a Bill of Rights. I had a Canadian on the other day, or I was talking with Rick Walker of Maverick News about it too. You don't have a Bill of Rights. You have similar, but you don't have a Second Amendment fully like we do. Your Bill of Rights is called what? I forget what he...
Well, that is it. You know, the Bill of Rights in America, basically, of the 27 amendments, the first 10 is what you call or refer to as the Bill of Rights. So we're basically the same as that. What our amendments to, well, we're a constitutional monarchy. We're not a constitutional republic. That's the difference. We have a couple differences which are pretty big, comparatively speaking, to Americans. So the republic is my favorite. Having a constitutional republic would be what I would aspire to, or say a country would be better served with that than what a constitutional monarchy would be.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at some videos, Edward, some recent events there in Canada, and I noticed a very large event. I think this was on the outskirts of maybe downtown Toronto, if I had correct. And in that event was the American flag, and how they, and how they support the backing of possibly the re-election of Donald Trump next month. Guys, check this video out. It's outstanding. And I'm shocked to see the amount of it's a huge turnout. I mean, the words, guys. I mean, check this out. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't Toronto, but there was some language or something. There's like French, I guess, people there in Toronto.
No, that was definitely your Palestinian groups at work, and that's what we're being invaded.
Oh, was that
with.
Palestinian? It sounded more French. Maybe I'm hearing differently.
No. It's
there were probably French separatists mixed in with that, and like in Canada, French separatists, the Palestinian idiots are all anti-American, all anti-Western, anti-U.S., anti-Canada. Yeah. So they come together to protest, to tear down the West in general. But I found it. I Googled it, right? You call it the Charter of Rights versus it's a Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. But I want to get back more to that big movement that you just brought up.
It's a huge movement. It really is. I mean, I've never seen anything like that, Edward, with the a huge turnout. There must have been, God, if I'm counting correct, about 100,000 people there?
Gosh, well, I don't know if it was 100,000, but that's
look pretty damn close.
Well, that could be. I mean,
it's a whole damn city block that you see of just nothing but people crammed up, and
and that's a big section there downtown Toronto, but that's going on all over the country. They're burning flags, death to Canada. But you guys, like I said, you guys are used to that, death to America, death to Israel. So that's nothing.
We've gotten used to it since Obama, or like Joe calls it, the old blunder years of Obama. Yeah.
That's a guy I can't really stand. I mean, that guy is the walking definition of just lies. I mean, there's nothing real about the guy. He came up saying he was a Christian, turns out to be a Muslim, said he was straight, and turned out to be gay. There's so many things about that guy that is exactly opposite to how I'm going to say the Democratic Party portrayed him to be, and told him to just be this guy. And all of a sudden we think, hey, the guy's not even American. Wasn't even born in America. All of a sudden he gets a birth certificate from this woman. And they don't even have birth certificates in Hawaii. That's not how they run the state. But anyways, that's a whole other story. But yeah, nothing about the guy was real. And here we are. We have the same prime minister up here. Nothing about this guy turns out to be real either. So, the Democrats or the liberals overall, that type of person or personality is so rife throughout the whole party. We want somebody more real, like Trump, like the Republicans, but only a mega type of Republican, not Republican overall, because there's too many rhinos to be able to distinguish between who's real and who's not. That's why mega, I think, is the word to describe what's going on up here, what you mentioned, what's going down there, the realness of the whole thing. That's what we want.
Yeah, the term liberal applies properly more to you in Canada and the UK because there are the liberal parties. It's in the name. Whereas I agree with Dennis Prager, though, that there are such a thing in the U.S. still as classical liberals that are different than ultra leftists. So I prefer indeed the term leftists rather than liberal, because some liberals still can be reached. An ultra leftist ideologue can never, will never be reached. They're commie, fasci, socies blend. This isn't the 1930s where the Nazi socies were fighting the Moscow-backed communists, just like Franco-fascists in Spain and El Duce Italians in Italy, later known as fascists, but they were National Socialists. They're all one and the same now. Just slight differences in them. Commie, fasci, soci blend.
They're dangerous, Joe. I mean, you see a recent video of Kamala Harris up in Pennsylvania speaking to, I guess you could say, her supporters, if she has any, maybe paid activists, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't call them really true supporters. They're paid little pundits, if you ask me. Basically, crying out to these people in the audience, saying, "Donald Trump is calling you people in Pennsylvania the enemy if you don't support and bend the knee to his demand. The enemy within our own country." Can you believe this, folks?
Psychological projection.
Yeah.
They are the enemies of democracy. Their candidate did not receive one average citizen vote through a state primary. Didn't get one vote in 2020, did not get one vote. Now is being installed just like Biden was, right? They are the threat to democracy, not us. And like the Charlottesville lie, they'll take anything and everything Trump says, twist it to what the left is actually doing.
Yeah, I just want to say, when you mentioned just that word liberalism overall, geez, I don't even know where to go with that, because we go Americanized now. We're not really, when you say more like the United Kingdom or Australia, I mean, that's true, because we're identical to Australia, but we're so Americanized. We don't even talk like Australians, or like we have an American accent. We have taught many things. We've just become so Americanized, and that's what we ultimately want to be part of. A lot of us is just somehow join the States. I mean, we want to leave what we have behind as far as this almost socialist communistic society we've been groomed to be part of, and just leave it all together and become more American, because we can't go on our own. We need somebody to defend what we have, and there's nobody but communist countries that are going to step up. So being American is the best option for us, and we all recognize that. And more and more of us are sitting, you know what, let's just leave it all behind, burn it down, be American, have America make us more, I don't know, maybe a 51st, 52nd, and third, fourth, however many states.
That would be wonderful. That really would be wonderful.
It's a shame the War of 1812, right? The War of 1812. Had we been a little more aggressive, Ontario and Toronto might have been a state.
Yeah, Joe
Michael Gardner, Uncut.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. No, we do this all the time. Joe's like, all right, my turn, Savage. No, it's my turn. No, I get it. No, you're talking about how Canada is being viewed outside of Canada. There is a gentleman by the name of Douglas Murray, guys. If you guys are well aware of that, folks, he just basically had this last month with a public event. It was posted on TikTok. All right, so I'm taking this video from another content creator. Sorry, whoever this is. I'm going to give you credit. So thank you very much, Gen Xer. It's the gentleman on TikTok that posted this. This is how Canada is viewed. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. It is savage show, Joe. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to hijack it all the time. But hold on, Joe. Joe is fired up. I think he's got to slow with the. He doesn't even drink coffee. He's so fired up. No, this is not even. Check this out. This is how the country of Canada is viewed. Oh my God, Joe, you got to calm down, buddy.
Interesting. It became interesting in January and February of this year. Why? Because you had protesters in Ottawa. Really interesting. When people come out in large numbers, and you know what the job of reporters is? The job of reporters is to go out and say, why are you on the streets? What brought you here? Why are you here with your kids? Why have you got a bouncy castle in the middle of Ottawa? That's a bit strange. Ask them questions. Just find out the story. But you know what? The government didn't want that in Canada. Your Prime Minister decided in advance that these people were, what did he do? All the modern excommunications. They were Nazis, they were white supremacists, they were anti-Semites, they were probably homophobes, they were misogynists, they were probably transphobes, etc., etc., etc. He did all the things you do in the modern political age if you want to just defenestrate somebody who's awkward to you. And then he brings in the Emergency Powers Act. Now, at such a time, what would the mainstream media do? It would question it. It would question it. The Canadian mainstream media did not. The Canadian mainstream media acted as an amen chorus of the Canadian government. I will give you a couple of examples, but ladies and gentlemen, I could go on for hours with examples of this. You had a CBC host describing the Freedom Convoy as a, quote, feral mob. You had a Toronto Star columnist saying, quote, sorry for the language, it's a homegrown hate farm that was then jet-fueled by an American right-funded rat-fucking operation. Jesus, they can't even write at these papers anymore. CBC said that 2 Indigenous women who were so scared to go outside in Ottawa because of racist violence didn't bother to mention that Indigenous drummers had led the truckers in an O Canada rendition. The National Observer said that the many black and Indigenous Freedom Convoy supporters were in fact duped by the truckers. The Globe and Mail reporter said, my 13-year-old son told me to tell protesters I'm not a Jew out of fear of anti-Semitic violence without mentioning that one of the leaders of the convoy was himself Jewish. Now, why is this so rancid? Utterly, utterly rancid and corrupt. Because in this country, your media, your mainstream media, is funded by the government. A totally corrupted system. In 2018, election year, coincidence, the Canadian media has given $595 million over 5 years. The Toronto Star estimated it was going to be getting $3 million from the government in the first half of the year. It went on and on. So you see, the mainstream, the government in Canada can tell people they can tell the banks to shut down people's bank accounts. Oh yeah. Your government can do that, and if you're happy with that, just think about what would happen if the shoe was on the other foot. The government can do that, but in Canada, they can also tell the media what to do, and the media does the bidding of the Canadian government. That isn't a free society's media.
Hat tip to the news guard there on TikTok for putting putting that out there. Some facts coming out. Canada and the United States piggyback off each other very, 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 very closely. With censorship. Oh, they do. They love to censor. They love to shadow ban the truth because they don't want that out there. The more brainwashed pundits that they can get, well, the more power they can accomplish and retain. And that works on both sides of the country, both Canada and the United States. I say time after time, folks, Trudeau is very much the same as Biden. And soon to be, if we're not smart, Kamala Harris. Because you're going to see the comparison between Harris and Trudeau, just like you're seeing the comparison with Biden and Trudeau. It's the same thing over and over and over. That's why people are attacking Trump, because they know Trump can overturn and fix all the issues that we have in the United States. By doing so in the United States will also benefit the country of Canada and its citizens. Because, they live under a parliamentary system, but it has been so radicalized throughout the years under the leadership of Justin Trudeau. And frankly, people are getting sick of it, and they're trying to implement the same thing here in the United States. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Yes, he is, folks. You know why? Because we don't live under a democracy. They want the democracy in this nation. They don't want a constitutional republic in this nation because it doesn't fit their totalitarian agenda. Really. Guys, before we continue with the show, I got to get them in before we close out. I have to thank these people because they make this show possible. Going on now 6 years on the Spotify network. Thank you very much to a very, very exclusive partner here with the show, Blackout Coffee. That's right, guys. If you want a coffee company that is for American patriots and warriors, guys, jump on over there to Blackout Coffee. Literally, coffee for America's warriors. They are a non-woke company. What I mean by that, guys, is they don't bend the knee to a big media and the federal government. They are a very, very well-known company there in South Florida. So hat tip to Steve and Patty and the rest of them over there in Stewart, Florida, where they're headquartered. Tremendous, guys. Tremendous stuff. Scan this QR code today and use Savaged at checkout for your exclusive discount on us. 15% off. Huge deal, guys, especially in inflation and Bidenomics, guys. It's going to save you a lot of money. Also want to say thank you to another great company here, MeUndies. That's right, guys. At MeUndies, they're all about one thing: making the best basics in town so you could feel your best when going into town. It's not going to give you the irritation lines. It's not going to give you the rub. It's not going to give you all that. Ladies out there, it's not going to, like they say in the ad, pinch the pussy. It's not going to do any of that. No, they really do. They say that in their ad. It's really quality material. It's not made in China. It's made right here in the United States, guys. Jump on over to MeUndies.com and check them out today, guys, because they're, phenomenal company. Also want to say thank you to one more, another great coffee company at Monkey Colt Coffee Company, where boozy coffee is just better. That's right, guys. Use this code SAVAGE at checkout and save, because they are a coffee company that infuses liquor and alcohol right into their coffee to give you that extra boost of energy. So check them out today, guys, and you're really going to be impressed. So back to the show. I want to talk about sorry, Joe, I had to mute you. I hope you understand, because Joe is he's right there with the cue, but I want to talk more about, what we just heard, going with you, Edward, on how you view things there in Canada, especially with this totalitarian form of a government now that Justin Trudeau has been implementing for several years. My good friend up there, Miss Liz, from her show, Miss Liz Tea Time, friend of Joe as well, too, on the show, has basically expressed her thoughts on censorship and how it must end.
I've never heard of her before. That's the first time I've heard of her. Is she on X?
She is on X, yes. She goes by Miss Liz Tea Time. I believe it's Miss Liz, or it's her real name. Was it Elizabeth? What's the last name? Joe.
I'm drawing a blank now too. Elizabeth, but.
Yeah, if you just search her Miss Liz Tea Time, she'll pop right up. She's on a lot of different platforms. But she's even said, a lot of the wording there on a lot of platforms, audio platforms, including Spotify and iHeart, have been censored out. She's been covering several topics, including, the grooming of children that even goes on up there in Canada. And she's speaking out against that. And it's being censored by Trudeau. And it's disgusting. People are trying to inform people on the radicalization that's going on in the nation up there in Canada. And it needs to stop.
Savage, to your point, Savage, you were making before, Obama came right out and said it, right? The fundamental transformation of the United States from a constitutional republic. They want to temporarily eliminate the Electoral College to create a mobocracy, not a democracy, but a mobocracy on their way to building, like Russia and China, a one-party rule system, which is no different really than fascism. It's just a party rather than a person. And like the speaker in the video, the clip, he's talking about projection like I was. And like the proud, everybody but them. They are fascists, so they call us Nazis. They are racist, so they call us racist. Right? Absolutely. We're racist, sexist, Islamophobic, homophobic. It's like the Proud Boys in the United States. They call them a racist organization, a white supremacist organization. Leave out the fact that as a January 6th prisoner, the creator of the Proud Boys, a black man, created the Proud Boys, and they're holding him on January 6th trumped up bullshit charges, so he can't be out there speaking, so they can continue to smear the Proud Boys. A black man created the group. It's not racist.
Yeah.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
I want to talk a little bit more about before we close out, Joe. I want to make some room for Edward here. You know, some of his views and thoughts on how he sees it. You know, because Edward is, you know, he's no stranger with media. I mean, he conducts a regular program every Tuesday evening, which I highly suggest you guys check him out. You know, you can head over there to his main page. You get all the information with Infinite Source Broadcasting Network on blogtalkradio.com. Check them out every Tuesday, guys. They're going to be doing their State of the Union Take 2 show tonight, and I can't wait. It's good. It should be interesting. Yeah.
Thank you for the plug and everything, but it's actually Thursday. Tuesday's just a makeup reschedule.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you for Thursday's show, so we had to redo another one, and that's why it was Tuesday tonight rather than a regular Thursday, a makeup show. So, but yeah, going on to the flags you were talking about, the American flags being flown here, I found interesting because that's very true. And a lot of the rallies we had going just before the trucker convoy rally, a lot of Trump flags were being flown because there's, like I said, a huge mega movement here that no one talks about, as I said earlier. And a lot of Trump flags, a lot of American flags, yes. And, you know, you talked about the War of 1812. I talked about this with Megan Mitch, and we go back and forth, amazed by how many Americans came up to Canada to become part of the monarchy, and we have no idea why. And a lot of Canadians went down south to be and join in the constitutional republic, which I thought, yeah, I can see that. Why would the Americans come up here and settle in Canada and be part of the monarchy? Now that we don't understand, but we put that back and forth. And I think on the bridges themselves to get into the States or into Canada, you know, talking about the bridges or the gates never be closed because of our brothers from the South or the North, I think is very important because, like I said, we're so Americanized, and that's why they call us the West, because we're different from anybody else. But we're falling farther and farther into the hands of socialism. We're already there now. Communism just happens overnight. That's just one overnight step from socialism to communism. One day you wake up and you can't leave the country because, well, you know, we have guards at the border now and no one's getting in and no one's getting out, and here we are. So that step is getting closer, and that's why Trump has to get in to back us and whatever we decide to do. Whereas if he doesn't, the Biden administration is going to shore up this crime minister we have today, and we're sunk. We're lost. If Trump doesn't get in, this country is not going to exist as it is today or how it looks today. It's lost. It's communist.
Hey, Edward, what's your thoughts on this Walls character?
Wow. You know what? Looking at Joe Biden and his wife, I thought there couldn't be another, clown show more amusing than them, but it turns out that it can get worse. I think Walls and his wife pretty much, they've far succeeded. The clown show that we had with Joe and his wife Jill, that's how a lot of us think the same way. It's just gone almost ridiculous. I mean, that's not leadership. That's just entertainment.
Yeah. The thoughts on you, Joe?
Yeah. I can't wait till this election is over. And I post all the time, like 80 and 84, we need a landslide for Trump. But unlike the Reagan landslides, he only had control of the Senate 2 of his 8 years. We need down ballot Republicans across the board. Yes, I'm sorry, even the rhinos are better than the left fascocrats. We need control of all the bodies for Trump to get things through Congress to do and get things done. And that's why I say, again, this is way beyond Trump as it was way beyond Reagan. On beforeitsnews.com, I wrote too late, as Reagan warned. If we are no longer a nation under God, we are truly a nation gone under. This is our last chance to restore our American Republic. As Ed said, if Trump doesn't win, it's done. It's done for freedom everywhere. As Reagan said, we lose freedom here, it's gone. Where are you going to go? Antarctica?
Yeah. Guys, check this video out here. Well, this is a video dating back to the irresponsible behavior from Tim Walz, Tampon Tim, what we call him, because he is. He's an idiot. Check this out, guys. Guys, that's not a movie. That's real life. That was during the Summer of Love, regarding towards that, the protest of Black Lives Matter and Antifa up there in Minnesota, where Tim Walz ignored the looting, the rioting, and the burning down of public buildings there by members of Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Domestic terrorist groups, guys, as they are. It's
black lying Marxists or
Absolutely.
burn, loot, murder. I discussed with Kevin McGarry and Neil Mammon, who created every Black Lives Matters group. They are a positive, pro-America, pro-life, black organization, counter to black lying Marxists and burn.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
American group as opposed to that. And you're right, Tiana and Tim just let it burn. And these commercials, lie after lie after lie, they cannot be honest about what they're trying to sell, or no one would buy it. And back to classical liberals, far too many of them are useful idiots to leftists falling for these BS lies over and over every election.
You talk about commercials. You see this latest commercial with Kamala Harris. Guys, I'm sorry with the clips, but sometimes you have to do the clips because, like my good friend down in Florida would say, snapshots and sound bites matter. Bongino there in Florida from the Dan Bongino show. Always saying that, and I'm constantly quoting him because he's right. Bongino is right. Get the sound clips, get the snapshots in because they matter and they will haunt the literally the radicals of politicians and their wording.
Sound bites in context.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
context.
We win! And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win!
One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government shouldn't be telling her what to do. One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. But I call an opportunity economy so that every American has an opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, and to start a business. So every American has the opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, to start a small business.
Thank you, Donald Trump. Real Donald Trump on Twitter putting that out. The hypocrites, one angle to the other angle. You see how she kind of flip-flops little agendas there, Joe? Where she says one thing and then she kind of piggybacks. Oh, well, I didn't really mean to say that. I didn't really mean to say that. Well, what did you mean to say?
No, right? You're absolutely right. This is all bullshit platitudes and sloganeering. They can't say what they really mean. And notice how the one thing she doesn't want the federal government involved in is stopping a woman from killing the child in her womb. It's not her body. It's another human in the womb of her body, not her body. But everything else, the left wants federal fascistic dictates on how you could buy a light bulb or can't, what schools you must go to. All federal fascocrats dictate, except killing babies. They don't want any edict on that. Right, Ed?
Well, that's true.
It's like a loss of words there.
Going back to the lip speak we were talking about earlier, very true. Didn't mean that. And you can say later on, because you didn't make a full statement, you can change it any way and anytime you want, depending.
I love that technology, Ed.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a former media guy before. Well, I want to say I'm still a media guy, but I came from terrestrial radio, and I know how the fabrication works. Even in the older technology, I know how they take clips out and they kind of fabricate things, and they do that trick photography and trick Hollywood of special effects. And Kamala Harris, she's known for that right now, or at least we come to see what she does. She took a recent clip from Donald Trump up in, Pennsylvania at a town hall the other day with Kristi Noem there. And she was like, Donald Trump looks confused. He's standing on stage for 30 minutes with music playing, and he just doesn't know where he's at. No, Kamala, he's not a Joe Biden. He doesn't suffer from dementia. He's very highly intelligent. He's full of energy. We can see that clear as day. What you did miss, and this is where they did it on purpose, Ed. They took the clip and they kind of falsified it a little bit, where the 30 minutes that he was standing on stage with music, it was Donald Trump's decision, folks, to play the music because they had two incidents in the crowd with two elderly people that were having emergency issues. And Donald Trump felt that he needed to stop the event.
No.
Yeah. Oh, and they did that with 60 Minutes the other day, Mike. Did you see that? They Cringe John Peon, as I hashtag her, the other day, or years ago, they started deep fakes. 60 Minutes did it for real the other day. The interview with the Cackles. They took one question and replaced her answer with another answer.
I seen that. Yeah. I mean, talk about like this is the woman you want for president. Like if she can't even answer a simple question, how the hell is she able to?
Yeah, they had to falsify the interview. They can't be real. They have to pretend she's something she is not. They literally replaced the answer to the question that's in the promo with another answer of hers that wasn't to that question.
Yeah, they did the same thing up here. CBC TV network, same thing they're doing up here. So it's nothing new. But I do love, however, the one girl, and she was an American, that said that you guys, Democrats, are voting for Kamala because you hate Trump. We're voting for Trump because we love America. There's a big difference there between the two groups of people. That type of unwarranted hatred that the left keeps, propagating, there's no real need for it if you really examine what's going on. But here we are, in this.
Here we are.
Well, Saul Alinsky tactics, personalize the target, attack personally. They can't stand on policy and truth. So Saul Alinsky, or as TLB I wrote, the leftist 7 Ds: distract, distort, distract, deny, and again, to try to discredit part of Alinsky, discredit Trump. They can't talk policy because their policy sucks. Nobody wants it. Create TDS, and as Ed said, make it a personal thing. Hate Trump, vote for the fascocrats.
Well, guys, we're just about out of time. I want to thank Edward for coming on the show today from his media group there, Infinite Source, which you guys could catch on Thursday. But they're doing a special broadcast tonight. What time is that, Ed, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, tonight's going to be at 8:30 rather than 8 because we have a little the boys from Mega Mission have to finish off their show tonight, so we made it a half hour later than normal, so 8:30 tonight. But thank you. It was a pleasure, actually, and thank you very much for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it. And guys, check them out. Pretty good show. I caught some previous shows before, and they're really, really awesome shows. Edward, thanks a lot for coming on, buddy. Anything you want to plug in before we kind of dip out?
No, I'm like I said, very thankful for the time, and you guys do a great job. So, you put us to shame.
Really? Oh, well, that's I don't know if that's a compliment or a complaint. I don't know.
No, a definite compliment.
You know what? I would really like for Ed to indeed, now that he's heard of Miss Liz, reach out to Olivia, Miss Liz Tea Time, and Rick Walker's Maverick News. I would like to see a hybrid, cross-promotional, all three of you together, broadcasting on all of your platforms to cross-promote each other, and because you're all on the same page, and talk these things together.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of doing things, I guess. Yeah,
I'll have to check that out. I'm going to look her up.
I appreciate you, Ed, for coming on, buddy, and until next time, keep it going.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Alrighty. Well, that was Edward Embury. Is that how you say it? Embury. There you go. I butchered it again. Embury. Edward Embury. There we go.
Hey, I'm almost as bad with names too. I recorded a Valentine show for Valentine's 2025 with someone. We call her Julia. She goes by Julia. It's Iulia something. It's like, I'm not about to even attempt to pronounce your name. Give us the pronunciation, and going forward, I'm going to call you Julia because, my name, I'm sensitive about pronunciations because, again, Leonard, people look at it, they think French. It's Leonard. No, it's Leonard without an O, right?
I have to say something because we gotta close out here. We're getting to that point of the show, but I want to say sorry, buddy, on the air because I didn't mean to say that like negative or and the trust. Sometimes I do have to pause in period show because, like, when I first met Joe digitally through the networks here, the federal tyranny's got up. But if you're viewing us on the video format, but when I first met Joe, he wasn't so front forward with all the talking. Now he's got comfortable over the course of 2 years of that I'd known him digitally. And he's just like, he's comfortable now. And I don't mind that. But sometimes we do have to put pauses and periods with Joe because he doesn't know when to.
Yeah.
Take the elevator down to the first floor, Joe.
When I get fired up, you're right. I don't drink coffee. Imagine me if I were caffeinated. And I only drink water. I don't drink caffeinated pop. But yeah, so I get going. I get going 250 miles an hour. And it's hard to put on the brakes at times because the mouth, the brain, OCD, the OCD kicks in and so many thoughts flood my brain at once that I can't get them all out of my mouth fast enough.
Absolutely. Well, we got a good comment coming in from our friend from Canada, Edward, just emailing us the show. I seen looking at Shaky's text here from Florida because Shaky gets all my emails, the producer and manager of the show. He's telling me, he's like, comment coming in from Edward. Love the show and content. Keep it going, Savage. I appreciate the hell out of it, Edward. Thank you very much. This coming from a media guy up in Canada. That says a lot, guys. I mean, he's got a really good program up there in Canada.
And you're more polished because you come from radio. Yeah. I said on my macro show that's going to drop Saturday the 19th of Constitutionalist Politics, I say, look, if you're looking for a polished radio guy, that ain't me. That's never going to be me.
I wouldn't say I'm polished. I'm not too polished today. I got to shave underneath here because it's been a couple days, guys.
But vocally, verbally, verbiage, the nomenclature. I am more like a modern hashtag guy, right? I'm constantly creating like cringe John Peon as a hashtag, inventing words kind of like the left does, purposefully to make a point about the warping of our language. But I whatever pops in my head comes out my mouth. I don't necessarily always think it through. It's part of my folksy thing, my jokester Joe thing. I just, I want to talk with the people as if I'm talking with them in their living room on their couch.
Hey, Joe, is that still painted on your garage there, or whatever that is?
Well, I have the Gadsden "Don't Tread on Me" snake on my garage door.
Did you paint that, or did you have somebody paint that for you?
That and this, federal tyranny, states and God being erased. See there on video, the G is kind of whitewashed and there are no stars on the flag. Yeah, I commissioned that to have painted by permission on my neighbor's garage, white garage that faces my yard. So I said, can I have this put on there? And she's Republican, conservative at least. So she said, to indicate indeed federal tyranny, states and God being erased. There are no stars in the blue of the American flag on purpose because 10th Amendment states' rights are erased and the G and God whitewash. The removal of God from our society. So I had that mural commissioned, and on my actual garage, the garage door has the Gadsden flag snake and "Don't Tread on Me" on it. I commissioned. I'm not talented enough to do that.
Big comment coming in on X, not on the live stream, but on the regular comments from Dana. From Bonfire. She remembers you. She says, we need Joe back on Twitter. Elon, re-enlist Joe on Twitter. There we go. Oh, you're Ghostbuster. What's going on, Joe?
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
Joe's doing his own production on the side, but it's
what I was trying to do.
We got to wrap it up soon, Joe.
Okay. I was going to try to add in my Gadsden garage door that I could put up, but we ain't got time. And
we don't have time, but I want to get these last plugs in before we close it out, guys. I want to encourage some people to hopefully purchase the last set of tickets there for Podity. It's going to be a live event, guys, next month in November. There is 3 tickets left, I'm being told. 3 tickets, guys. Get them right now before they sell out. When they sell out, that's it. then it goes right to the live stream. Then your only option is to purchase the live stream ticket. But we have 3 more tickets left for that live event at Podity there in Tarleton, which is on the outskirts of downtown Pittsburgh. Myself, Darren Aquino, as well as Nathan Snyder. All 3 of us will be live there in the theater, as well as Joseph M. Leonard here on the show, joining us digitally through the broadcast. He'll be set up through like a Zoom type of program.
Barring any technical difficulties, I'll be there digitally.
Joe will be there digitally, not virtually, but not physically, but digitally, virtually. But guys,
figuratively and in spirit, not literally.
Yeah.
But thank you for wanting me back on X. And I'm not going to join under another name. I'm not starting over. I hope eventually they will unlock the 2 accounts that are there.
I hope
but
so.
I'm on 12 plus other platforms as at J. Leonard Detroit. Don't limit yourself to X or Truth. Be on a bunch of platforms.
There you
Spread your message
like I'm doing right now, guys. Join us on Daily Motion TV, brand new platform we're airing. So thank you very much to those that are viewing us on Daily Motion. I see the count up to about 1,200. So thank you very much. It's growing. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I put CTP on Daily Motion too.
Second video of a live stream. So appreciate the hell out of you guys there on Daily Motion, as well as X and Facebook, and including Rumble. And I think we're airing on Joe's channel there on YouTube, I see.
Yes.
So appreciate the hell out of it. Join us this week, guys, because we're going to have a NASA scientist turned holistical doctor. I wonder where the gap is there. I want to question her on that, because she was, a former NASA scientist, and I guess she got out of that field and she wanted to practice holistic medication. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people have a venture of their own careers. But join us on this week's show, guys. That will be airing this Saturday. So hope to see you on that one. Guys, I'm Savage. This is Jokester Joe, known as Joseph M. Leonard. Check him out on his podcast, Constitutionalist Politics Podcast, available on Buzzsprout and anywhere you hear a podcast. Thanks very much, guys. Be savage, and until next time.